for the Launching Life's Journeys podcast powered by Heartland RV. And boy, am I excited. Something big is happening. I have Maris, like Paris with an M, Maris Brennan from MARVAC, who happens to be one of my best buds in the RV industry through a connection that we made with her, Darren Ing, and then John Lindley from MARVAC. So, Maris, thank you for taking time on your Friday. Apparently, I'm not the only one that doesn't have a life, so we figured, hey, what better thing to do than get started talking about what we're excited to be launching this year together with a new little collaboration. So thank you for taking time to, I guess, allow us to give everyone a sneak peek with what's going to be happening soon. So
you're welcome.
Maris, before we get started, I'm going to make the assumption that all the listeners don't know about this great acronym of MARVAC, the Michigan Association of RVs and Campgrounds. For everybody listening that doesn't know, what is MARVAC?
MARVAC is the source that consumers go to for all of their outdoor Michigan adventures. It is also, and probably more importantly, the statewide trade association for RVs and campgrounds in the state of Michigan. So our members consist of campgrounds, RV dealers, RV manufacturers like Heartland, and suppliers to the industry as a whole.
And there's a little rumor, a birdie told me, that MARVAC is also the oldest trade association in the great state of Michigan, over 80 years.
That is true. We are one of the oldest.
Okay. And before I go real crazy, let everybody know your role and what exactly you do at MARVAC.
Yeah. So I'm the director of membership for MARVAC. So it's my job and my pleasure, because let me tell you, my job is a lot of fun. I work with the campgrounds. I work with the dealers, I work with the suppliers, and I work with the manufacturers to make sure that everybody is getting the most that they can get from their memberships. So, if campgrounds have questions about new rigs coming out, I get them to the manufacturers. If dealers have questions about what the campground regulations are, I get them to a campground. I help them reach their consumers, and I help them reach the people that maybe they need information from.
So is it fair to say to everybody listening that MARVAC would be an excellent first place to go for all of these things?
Always an excellent first place to go. We have so many campground members and dealers that we work with every day. They're good people, they're good companies. And we know who you need to talk to.
So let's talk about when we locked horns. So there I was, Novi, Michigan, a year ago, and I'm walking around, all of our coaches on display. And again, we're one of many manufacturers, so this is never a hook about Heartland RV, heartlandrvs.com. But while I'm walking around, I thought, boy, the Novi show, so organized, not one issue for our team. Then I walk around and said, hey, who the heck is putting this thing on? Oh, go up there, MARVAC. I said, okay, what's MARVAC? Then you and I meet, and then you give me the whole schlep that we just described to everybody, and I thought, no way. And I thought, there's so many silos, as you just said. You have vendors, so, new startups, entrepreneurs in the great state of Michigan, that say, hey, you know what? We love kayaking. We developed a better way. Well, we as a manufacturer, we don't connect with them organically because we're so focused on selling our new front caps and new interior decors. And I thought, oh my lands, this could be a great way for us to further get to know the people that we serve with the vendors that they work with for their own experiences for their families. So we hit it off. Of course, I'm excited. You guys do 6 shows a year. So not just the Novi show. I am going to commit to you and Darren and John. I'm going to try to make an appearance at more than just the Novi show. So with 6 shows, and just again, so everybody has some context, tell me if I'm wrong. So when you go to the Novi show, there is every type of RV you can imagine. Teardrop styles to the portfolio that we make, whether it's ultralight travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers. There's motorized, diesel pushers, the whole 9. But then there's also a huge area of, to your point, those vendors that make everything related to the outdoors. So I saw a gal that started her own kayak or paddleboard business. So she was there with some of her equipment. Then, there's other manufacturers that make things for the outdoors, like those, outdoor, I don't want to say solo because that's trademark, but the solo stoves. There's campground equipment manufacturers. There's all this. And then in the next aisle, then you've got all these campgrounds. And I thought, oh my lands. So is every show set up the same with the vendors, the RV manufacturers, the campgrounds? Can you kind of speak to, I guess, the setup of all the shows?
Yeah, the Novi show in the springtime, which is the one that you and I were just at, that one had almost 400 units there.
Wow.
And we had just shy of 21,000 people through there in the week that we were open. The shows that we have the rest of this year are not as big as the Novi show. They're more regional shows, and they will run through March. So the first week in March, we're going to be in Battle Creek.
Okay.
The second week, we'll be in Port Huron. Okay. The third week, we're going to be in Flint. And the fourth week, we're going to be in Traverse City. And each of those shows are going to have different vendors. So you're not going to see the same vendors at all of those shows, but it's going to be the same makeup. So when you go to one of those shows, you can expect to see insurance companies that will help you insure your new RV. Yep. You will see people who are going to do aftermarket hitches so that you can travel with your RV. You'll see campgrounds so that you have awesome places that you can go in your RV. And you may even see guys that are repairing. We saw, I don't know the name of the company that specializes in black tanks. So you'll see all of them.
Yeah. And I think we'll probably have them on at some point.
I think it would be great.
So along that same vein, that's why I'm so amazed with the work that you guys have been doing for more than 80 years. It's a lot of work to do a show.
It is.
I witness what you guys do. So I have a tremendous amount of respect to you and your team. And of course, all the other, partners that you guys have that help you. But you guys do all of this, I believe, 6 locations throughout the great state, because you want to give everybody the opportunity to see all of these things. That's why you have so many shows throughout the year.
That's exactly why. We love the state of Michigan. We love the campgrounds in the state of Michigan, and we want to share it with as many people as we can.
So before I make the big announcement of our special series that you and I are going to be working on this year, let's get into, just as you kind of outlined. So you're a vendor, you make something for the outdoors and camping. You're a campground, which, by the way, you have to be a licensed campground in the state of Michigan. You're an RV manufacturer. So any of those pockets of folks, they say, okay, MARVAC, we didn't know about it. Shame on us. Now we do. We want to join. Maris, what are some of the benefits that we're going to get as a member?
Well, the shows, I would say, are one of the big benefits. You get an opportunity to meet with literally thousands of consumers. What we're doing right now is one of the benefits. You have someone who is touting the state of Michigan and our private campgrounds and our dealers to the general public. One of the biggest tangible items that our members see is our membership directory, which is printed annually, and we print 75,000 copies. They go out to all of the Michigan Welcome Centers. Our members put them in new RVs when they sell them. Our campgrounds have them in their stores. And we give them away like crazy at all of the shows because they have listings for all of our member campgrounds, all of our members. They have maps that help people decide where they want to travel in the state of Michigan. They have sample itineraries in them. They have manufacturing, like how to maintain your unit, how to camp with dogs. I mean, there's all kinds of great information in them, and people keep them. They use them, and they use them as reference, but they also use them to find their next camping area. And for our campgrounds and our dealers, if people are using that as the resource that they need in order to get to reputable companies, that's a biggie. But we also do I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We do a lot with advocacy.
Yeah.
We work a lot with legislation. So as things come up within our state government, we are there to monitor those things. A lot of our small businesses, a lot of our campgrounds, they do not have time to wear every hat. So by joining MARVAC, they have a group that is watchdogging all of that legislation and working on their behalf so that they can concentrate and focus on creating outstanding camping experiences for their guests.
You said it so nice.
I know.
I would
think I said it more than once.
I would just simply say, if you want somebody to make a lot of noise for you, MARVAC is doing that.
Oh yeah,
and
that's a good way.
and I think that you hit on a good point, and that's I think what I'm so excited about. So it's time to let the cat out of the bag.
All right.
Okay. The Launching Life's Journeys podcast is going to be in partner on a special camping series with MARVAC, starring Maris, rhymes with Paris. Our goal is in line of her goal, to allow any campground owner, any member of MARVAC. So maybe you are that vendor that cleans out black tanks. Yuck! But
Thank you
want to share your story because you're providing a lot of value. Everybody is welcome. You just need to contact Maris to get scheduled and have a conversation as to the context, and we will give you guys a half hour to simply promote your business in the great state of Michigan, which is exactly in line with what MARVAC is doing, advocacy and promotion. And by doing this, you know as well as I do, we talked before we started recording, you used to own your own business, okay? Mm-hmm. Whether it's a franchise, you're an entrepreneur, when you don't have a massive corporate budget for marketing and promotion, and then it takes time. Some of the conversations that I had in Novi with you when you introduced me to some of the members, some of them say, hey, we're so busy managing the campground. Some of them in off season have other jobs.
They do.
So what a great way then to allow them at no cost to get on and share their story, share their product, share their experience, because it's certainly in line with Heartland. Our motto is launching life's journeys. So yeah, you buy an RV, hopefully one of ours. You like it, you love it. But we never tell you where to go. Now, in the great state of Michigan, guess what?
We're going to tell you where to go.
A whole lot of recommendations. So I'm really excited. Maris is not going to share, but we already have a list in line. I wanted to say on my own behalf, so nobody gets mad at Maris, this was something that I have been pursuing with you guys. I'm not going to turn anyone away. So if any current active members feel, slighted, Maris didn't contact me, you are welcome to contact Maris. So to be clear, contact Maris. Any current MARVAC members would love to have you on and share what you offer in the great state of Michigan in regards to the greatest experience, which is getting out in the outdoors. Okay, so we kind of hit on the big announcement, and that's
We
going to be
did.
coming with our new guests as those come in the weeks and months ahead. We hit on the next place that MARVAC is going to be in Battle Creek. We talked about, again, being a licensed campground to qualify to become a MARVAC member, the benefits. How about we talk about, just to give everybody some updates and news, stats and trends.
Trivia is one of my favorite things.
So let's talk camping in the state of Michigan. And again, for all you biased folks, especially south of Newaygo, when we say Michigan, MARVAC also includes the Upper Peninsula. No one is excluded here. So we got the rabbit and the mitten together as one.
That is correct. That is not Wisconsin up there. That is part of Michigan.
So, Maris, what are some stats that you have, some info that you have regarding camping?
So I just found out through the Recreational Vehicle Institute Association that Michigan is ranked 5th for RV deliveries, which means Michigan people are buying them like crazy. And they're having a great time with them since 1980. So that, like, you know, about when you were born.
Yes.
Was it?
Close.
Yeah.
1981. You're right there.
Since 1980, we have seen 124% gain in people who are camping within the state of Michigan.
Wow.
So people are digging the outdoors here in Michigan. They are having a great time with it. We have one of the largest forested areas of the country right now. Did you know that we have 6 dark sky parks in the state of Michigan?
I don't even know what a dark sky park is.
Dark sky parks are where people who love to look at stars and do stargazing can go and see the night sky without a lot of light pollution.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then we have one up near Mackinac City that actually has a designation as a dark sky park internationally. It's one of only 29 in the entire world because of the limited amount of light pollution that we have here in Michigan, because most of Michigan, they're forests or water.
That's awesome.
Here's another crazy stat for you. Are you ready?
Yes.
41.5% of Michigan is underwater.
Listen. I tell my better half, Ashley, this all the time, because she's not from here. She's from Boston. I said, listen, Michigan is the closest thing to Hawaii.
It is.
I do know that we have more shoreline than the state of Florida.
We have more shoreline than any other state in the United States, including Hawaii.
I'm telling you, I'm taking that soundbite and I'm playing it 10,000 ways to Sunday. Nobody believes me. That is awesome.
100%. We have 3,288 linear miles of freshwater shoreline.
So, no sharks, no jellyfish, no no-see-ums, no crabs. Nothing's going to bother you.
There's some freaky 200-pound sturgeon, but they don't usually bother people.
I have never heard anyone getting attacked by a sturgeon or a largemouth bass.
No.
So good. That's great. Kudos for our great state. And with all these stats and trends, again, for the people listening, they can go to the MARVAC website and access this information too, right?
Absolutely. Some of my favorite trivia is not on the MARVAC website. They'll have to come and hang out with us to hear all of the really fun stuff. But all of the campgrounds, all of the dealers, all of the suppliers, the things that they're going to need in order to plan their vacations, they're all on the MARVAC website.
And just what is the MARVAC website? Is it MARVAC.org?
Yes.
And I was talking with John just, when we were at Novat. Did you guys, and not to put you on the spot because this wasn't part of our little question, but did you guys update the website, or is there more information that's on there for just, Bob and Sally who, aren't a licensed Michigan campground, but they want to go there Can you kind of speak about, I guess, what you guys have on the website that would be great for families to, single source of information?
Sure. One of my favorite things that's going on the website right now is a job board. So if you want to work at a campground in the state of Michigan, you go to marvac.org, and all of our member campgrounds have their jobs out there. So if you want to be a campground host, or if you're a student that wants to just have a really fun summer experience, you can go to the marvac.org site and find it.
That's awesome.
I know we're going to work on putting a link together so people can watch us hang out on the website.
And
so that'll be super
all
fun.
These great destinations throughout the state.
Yeah, we have. We're working on putting a lot of things together right now. We finally, we're a nonprofit agency, so we don't have oodles and oodles of money, but we finally have enough that we're going to do some really great upgrades to our website in the coming year. And on the member side of our website, where just the members can get in with their passwords and passcodes, there's all kinds of important information that they may need in order to run their business too.
Oh, really? So you have a lot of support in regard to just operations side as well?
We do.
Well, did everyone hear that? That is awesome to know. So like I said, I just wanted to recap. I don't want to go too deep because we've got a lot of things happening. So when is Battle Creek?
It starts the first week in March.
Okay. And is it at the McCamley place, or do we know where it's at in Battle Creek yet?
I don't know.
Okay,
I should know, but I
would
don't
just tell
know.
everybody, go to the MARVAC website because it will be posted as you guys finalize everything, including all the vendors, all the manufacturers, everybody that's going to be at the show. Probably the next couple weeks, I would expect, right? You guys will start.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah.
The other thing that probably I'm most proud of, credit to your marketing gal, big
She's
strides
amazing.
happen in the world MARVAC. Not only do you have to go to the World Wide Web, folks, guess what they are doing? That's right. They are on social media. MARVAC is on Facebook and, drum roll please,
There's LinkedIn.
They're on LinkedIn, which to me, it just makes so much sense because there's so many businesses on LinkedIn. So I'm proud of you guys for getting that going. Part of the many updates of you guys being, more accessible to provide more information, more communication to not only your members, but the greater population of the great state of Michigan. So we are going to be getting this rolling out, the special camping series. Again, we have some campgrounds that have come forward. You're going to hear about who they are, how they got started, the meat and potatoes. Do they have pull-through sites? Do they have size limitations? Do they have full hookups? Do they have things to do? Do I need to bring bug spray? The whole nine. The goal
and
of
history
having
history.
Yeah, the goal of
some
having
of these guys are like third or fourth generation families that own these campgrounds. The stories are fantastic.
And that's kind of what I want to get into. Over the course of this last year, since we first met, you've obviously been on the road, you've traveled, you've had 6 shows throughout the great state. You've been able to make some great connections and friendships. What excites you the most in regard to our upcoming series in just some of the outside of the physical address of some of these campgrounds? Like what does it mean to you of just getting to know the great people within your membership directory?
Well, I am just one of those people that like to put names and faces together. I like making relationships. I like making friends. I like seeing what people are up to. And it's important to me when I am at those shows and someone says, "Hey, have you been so-and-so's place?" I can say yes. And did you know that there's this really cool thing that's happening right there? I think that is one of my favorite things. I love to be a representative for the state of Michigan and for the members at large. They just have such unique stories and just fun things to do. When I started camping, I started like most people in the state parks. Mm-hmm. And I thought that camping was pulling into something that's kind of sandy and kind of wooded, and there's a bathhouse down the way, and you went and found things to do. it didn't occur to me until much later when we started looking at some of these private campgrounds. They're resorts. They have all kinds of crazy fun things going on for families. You want people to keep your kids busy while you sit around the campfire, hit a private campground, because they have all kinds of cool stuff going on, and they're safe and they're friendly, and I love sharing that with people.
Yeah, and the thing that I really appreciate too, and it's growing to be very valuable, as you kind of outlined, like with some of these stats. It's no secret the last 2 years were world records in the history of us for manufacturers, the manufacturing industry, for all the RVs. And a lot of people just, it's a adage that I always say. People don't know what they don't know until they know. There are so many campgrounds in our great state that people don't even know about.
1,300.
Okay? Right. And so I'm just really excited that we're going to start on that journey together. And everybody knows I'm an emotional guy. I might grab some Kleenex. I might have a tear or two because, again, when you hear about these owners, whether it was, to your point, it started out as they were little kids, grandpa owned the campground, and to see like what it's become, it's going to be good. It's going to be feel good.
It's going to be
I'm
great.
just really, really excited. I think it's going to be tremendous.
Yeah, I love these stories, and I love learning these stories. I've only been with MARVAC for years, so some of the stories are new to me, and they are fantastic.
Right. So just to recap, the special camping series, stay tuned. The episodes are going to be coming, and we'll be updating you, again, on all the social platforms and maybe even on LinkedIn. We made clear what's happening with MARVAC, all the things that they do, tremendous value, whether you're a member or you're just a family that wants to find a single source for all things camping. MARVAC is your answer. MARVAC.org is where to go, or find them on Facebook, find them on LinkedIn. Stay tuned. A lot of exciting things happening. Maris, thank you so much, hon, for taking a minute. And I am excited. I know you are. And everybody else, just stay tuned. There's going to be many more episodes coming.
We're going to have fun.
The first.
We're going to have fun.
All right. We'll talk to you soon, Maris.
All right. Have a good night.
You too, hon. I'm Will Miller, and I want to thank you for tuning in to the Launching Life's Journeys podcast, brought to you by Heartland RVs. Stay tuned for our next destination.